So that's what have been working on for the last several years is adapting a new middle range method, systematic social observation. I think this approach gives us the chance to sort of bridge that gap between those other kinds of techniques. Now, what is systematic social observation? It's a data collection technique that uses trained independent observers and standardized protocols and forms to collect detailed, comparable, quantitative data from many theoretically similar settings. There's a lot here. Let me unpack it a little bit. The trained independent observers getting detailed information, that's the kind of thing that ethnography and participant observation often provides. You've got people who are ready and focused on a certain set of research questions to be able to go on in and look for that stuff in a setting without actually having to be deeply engaged in running the organization at the time that they're trying to do that. And they can collect detailed information that they've planned ahead to collect. On the other side, having standardized forms and protocols for what you're going to code and how you're going to code it makes the data comparable, and you get to collect it in a quantitative format. That comes in as a set of characteristics that are more similar to surveys, right? Where you've planned out what you're getting ahead of time, you're not going to be working inductively, and you're going to be able to get a larger amount of directly comparable information from every setting. And doing so then lets you get many more observations than you might be able to get out of a traditional ethnographic kind of approach. Now, the word many is kind of a loaded one here. This is a relative term. Systematic social observation is a labor-intensive technique, right? You're taking people and you're sending them on out to all of these different events. So it can be both time-consuming and expensive, which means you're probably not going to use this technique to reach something that's going to give you the scope of really large survey studies, sort of tens of thousands of cases. But you definitely are going to come in more than a traditional ethnography that's going to be able to look at 8 or 10 cases at the outer bounds of what one ethnographer could do. So it's important to think about the sort of study N for this technique as kind of falling in between those ranges. More cases than ethnography, less than large survey or administrative data sets.